Hey everyone, welcome to From the Depths. I'm Menti, and this is episode 61 of the Battleship Brawl Season 5 tournament. This episode we've got the ST Uglii by Really Big Tanks continuing its run up against the BB Perses by Steve C. Now we got the camera in position. Away we go with round 1 of this match. We'll see how it goes. Those high explosive shells. Oh, that was mostly because there was a hole there. Those the high explosive shells from the Uglii doing some damage to the BB Perses. Oh, sheared off some barrels there. That one missed. Let's take a peek. Oh, that like gun shield armament that the Uglii has going on. Looks like it was actually doing some work. Uglii turning and bringing its rear cannons to bear, which is a significant portion of its armament. Yeah, there's only 3 in the front, and then there's 10 in the back. It's literally over triple the firepower in the rear there. Percy shells. They've got the green trail of APHE shells. They don't seem to really be penetrating very far. They're detonating pretty much on the surface. Ooh, that gun lost one of... well, it didn't lose, but it had a big part of one of its barrels sheared off. And now the barrage begins. I mean, there was a previous barrage, but the Uglii kind of flubbed most of its shots. Didn't hold on to them long enough and it went over. Wasn't fully aimed properly. Big explosion on the deck there. But these guns are protected pretty well by heavy armor, it seems. So while they're losing barrels, and so many ricochets. I've said it once, I've said it a dozen times about the Uglii. It really needs some fuses. All these shells bouncing off are just sadly wasted damage. See, like those? They just bounced off and now they do, like, basically no damage. Oh man, it's just so... It's so sad to see that. Oh, the bow of the Perses just got blown pretty much completely off. That's certainly going to make things a bit more difficult. This poor APS gun back here just had all of its barrels blown off, so it just kind of shells just kind of bleh into the ocean. Go check in on the Uglii, see how she's doing. Get some hits to the side there. So far seems okay. Is at 93% health to the person 82. Oh, this gun does look like disabled though. Hard to tell with the smoke in the way. Yep. Well, looks like it just has its barrels sheared off. But it can't actually fire because the barrels front of it are still in the way. So I think the barrel guards actually backfired on this gun this time. This is what I like to see, the two ships just broadsiding at each other. They're going right for this forward gun. That first shell didn't even make it through this, like, one layer of, well, maybe 2 layers of stone before it detonated. Either it does not have the kinetic damage, or it's got some really tight fusing on it. Either way, it's kinda not really doing its job. That shell. Oh man. It looks like there's a heavy armored core for the Perses that has been exposed. I'm not sure why that heavy armor isn't just like this, like, line of heavy armor just isn't back and underneath the other part of the heavy armor. Like, why isn't it just 2 spots inward? You know? Because then you wouldn't have this gap where explosions are sneaking in. Oh, Uglii. Getting a bit tilty. Oh, and it lost this forwardmost gun. Oh, and its rear turret's been destroyed. Oh, the listing is actually helping here, though, because it's letting these guns elevate so that they can actually fire past their own barrels. And I think I just heard a cylinder overheat. Oh, that gun is completely exposed. But I think the tilt means a shell's gonna have a hard time actually getting in there and hitting. It's most likely going to hit the deck or fall underneath the ship without hitting it. Oh! Perses has gone down 80% in sinking. And there we are. That is the end of round 1. Is it 87 even? Yep, 87 even for the Uglii. Alright. And away we go on round 2. Oh, I thought that turret had gotten destroyed, but nope, it was this little pillbox that it's built into is actually what got hit. And normally that pillbox, like against most shells, it's not going to do a whole lot. Because it's like 1 or 2 meters of stone. And that's not really going to stop much. But the Perses shells just lack in penetration so much that these little like blast shields and pillboxes and barrel guards and whatnot are actually doing a fair job of protecting things. Yeah, those are just really tightly fitted, because that was wood, or reinforced wood. 1 meter of reinforced wood. So the things that have like a time after impact fuse that's setting them off after like 2 or 3 meters at most. Oh, that shell punched through the pillbox. Doesn't look like it actually hit anything on the turret though. Or is that a pure Sabo round? I think that's a pure Kinetica Sabo round. Hard to tell, need to see it actually hit something. But I think it is. Doesn't seem to be doing a whole lot. Yeah, like it knocked off one stone beam there. So that APS gun not doing so hot. Uglii at 97.4, Perses at 87.3. Oh, we're having a bit of frame drop there. Ooh. Some decent hits. Also some shells that are just kind of, you know, bouncing off. Because that is what the Uglii do. Shell's just the Perses is just so low in the water, it doesn't really have much of a profile above the water that it's just really hard for the Uglii to hit it, because the shells tend to either skip off the water or strike the Perses but bounce off and not detonate. That one actually hit this sloped part and bounced off down into the bottom of the ocean. See, I don't understand why this this heavy armor is here instead of 2 meters inboard, so that it would be directly underneath the other heavy armor. Let's create a complete, or even just one back. Just one back would be good. One inboard. Because then it would just, any explosions would be striking heavy armor, and they wouldn't be able to do that. Or it rips a hole in and starts coring in there. Now that compartment is breached and flooded, and that never would have happened if this that heavy armor was inboard 1 more meter. Well, it wouldn't have happened yet anyway. Explosions are treacherous like that in this game. They will find the hole, they will find the weak spot, and they will go in through it. Oh, Perses is starting to have a bit of buoyancy issue again, it looks like. Ooh, stern gets pushed down in the water there. Does manage to come back up, but it does have that downward angle where the bow is lower than the stern. And that does tend to lead to a cascade failure of flooding, where a ship ends up just driving itself underneath the waves. Looks like the Perses is holding on for now, though. But it kind of doesn't have any weapons left, so... And see, that shell... wow, I've screwed up the camera. That shell hit here, bounced off, and then just fell into the gap and detonated. See, like right here, that's a good layout of the heavy armor, because then you don't have a space where explosions can just sneak through without destroying the heavy armor, which is really hard to blow up with explosions. Blow up with explosions, yes, because that's not redundant. Alright, well, that's the end of round 2. With a 91.1 for the Uglii that time. Whoops, wrong way. And here we go for round 3. Which, I don't know. I suspect it'll be a lot like round 1 and 2. Because the Perses' guns, it's like the shells just do not penetrate far enough. They may as well be pure HE. But I mean, if you directly hit a turret... That's definitely going to do something. Just, I don't know, it just feels like a waste to have enough kinetic damage and AP on it to turn the shell trail green, but then have it act like an HE shell. It's like, you may as well have made all those hardener pellets into HE. Would have had a stronger shell. With these fuse settings, anyway. Yeah, these little gun shield things here should not be as effective at stopping shells as they are. There we go, that's a volley away. Some of them not aimed exactly well. This APS gun has lost its barrels again. for a kinetic-based APS, that's, well, that's what happens. Just kind of dribbles out. I do feel like the Perses might have a better fire rate. I'm not sure about that. No, like I think the Uglii has more total guns. So the ship as a whole has a greater fire rate just by having more guns, really. But I think each gun on the Perses actually fires a not insignificant rate faster. Oh, the bow, and just the front part of the hull of the Perses here is taking quite a beating. Oh, looks like there's an AI here that has been hit. Both ships do have materials to repair with and bots to do repairs. But the Perses does not have a lot. It started with 5,002 to the Uglii's like 13,700, I think. I forget exactly what the Uglii's exact material cost is. The point is, the Uglii has like 3 times the starting materials, more than really. And it's still using up all of its materials first, because the Perses does not have a lot of repair bots. Yeah, the Uglii is taking these hits to the chin, basically, and it's kind of grinning through them. Meanwhile, the Perses is once again having buoyancy issues. This time the stern's dipping down, which is less dangerous than the other direction, but it's not good either way. You really don't want the deck of your ship to be underwater at any point. Unless your ship is a submarine. Then sometimes it's okay. Uglii's down to 88% now, and it does having buoyancy issues at times too. Especially once it starts approaching 80%, but for now it's doing alright. Though it does have a lot of gun damage. I was about to say, I don't know if that turret's going to be able to fire, but it was. Oh, and that's an 80% in sinking for the Perses. It's trying to come back up. It's trying. Oh, it succeeded. For now. Well, I must have done that a couple of times and I just didn't notice it because it's at 26 seconds of DQ time. And there we go. That is a Perses sunk once again. So it's an 86.8. Which means those are our scores. 191.1 to 13.2. Yeah, pretty dominant showing from the Uglii there. Alright folks, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you on the battlefield.